everyone, I'm Evelyn. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So we are building on the 50 by 40 in Moonwood Mill today. This was originally, I think it was a bar. Wasn't it a bar or a lounge or something? But someone asked on one of my last 3 builds if I could do a trailer park because Moonwood Mill has a good vibe for it. And I sat down and thought it over because it has been a long time since the last time I built a trailer park, and I always find them very fun to do. So I was kind of feeling like doing it. I was really thinking about it a little bit, and then I decided to just jump in and do it. But we're building on the 50 by 40, so it's a rather large trailer park. This video is also intimidatingly long for me. It's 36 minutes, or at least without the pictures it is. So, this voiceover is going to be a little bit on the longer side. And on top of that, I also just want to warn you guys. I think this is gonna be a 2-build week simply because I honestly feel like I haven't slept in a month. Like, I don't even know. I feel like a train wreck. I just don't feel that great, which I don't know. You maybe not be able to tell because I don't sound stuffy and all of that, but I don't feel great. When you don't sleep a lot for like days and days or weeks even, it really starts to hit you at some point. So I think I'm going to take it a little bit slow this week, hopefully get some sleep over the weekend, and we'll be back with some more builds next week. But I think I'm going to sit down on Saturday and build a house or something for Sunday. So I'm counting on at least having another build up this weekend. I don't know what. If you have any ideas, do share or feel free to share because I really don't know. I'm still missing one 40 by 30 here in Moonwood Mill, which is where the factory is right now, and I don't really know what to do with it. I'm not the biggest fan of factory builds because they're very boxy. I said that in my last build. So we will see if I can figure out something to do. I'm sure you can add some shape to it and still make it look like a factory that's been converted into something, but I don't know. Just going into a factory build doesn't seem super interesting to me, so we will see. But if anything, it would end up being like a lounge or a library or something like that. I think I also got a comment from someone asking if I could at least like keep a library in this world because something to do with the gameplay for werewolves includes a lot of like, what's it called? Lore reading? Researching. That's what it's called. I completely spaced out there. Okay. So yeah, we might do that. We will see. I don't really know for sure yet, but if you have any ideas, suggestions, do feel free to share. So I know that the way to go about the way that I'm building this it's not really a house. This lot is a little bit different, but what I wanted to do was basically build 3 small mobile homes and then just kind of spread them out on the lot after I'd done them. So we're doing the shells first, adding some color onto them to make them look different from each other, and then I'm doing the layout afterwards. And I know that I go back and forth between the houses here and there. It's a whole process. I didn't want to end up doing like the layout and then, or just like place them down, I should say, not the full layout because there's more to a layout than just where the houses are. But I didn't want to just place them down and then do everything with the interior and such and then move on to the next house and then have to go back eventually and make some adjustments if something turned out a way that I didn't. I wanted to make sure that I had the rooms in the houses. It's a whole, okay, so what I did, I'm gonna start, listen, okay, so what I did was start out doing the shells with the colors so that, they could look a little bit individualized, a little bit unique to themselves, these houses. I definitely wanted to go for different vibes for each of the small houses, so that's what we're doing mainly right now. Then afterwards, I placed them down on the lot, and I think I did a little bit of terrain paint to do kind of a layout for the rest of the lot too, so I had an idea of where I wanted, for example, the bar, but also some more common areas, such as where the bonfire is. They also have a gardening area outside that they can kind of share. So I wanted to make sure, this is what we're doing now. We're placing down the houses where they're supposed to be. I'm kind of like feeling where the different houses can be, kind of figuring out like how much space do I need between the different houses. So they also have small garden areas too, where they can have like, for example, one of the houses has a chicken coop, and there's another house that has a lot of trash in their garden. That's the one on the left side that we start out with once we start decorating and stuff. And then after doing the outside kind of layout, so where the houses are placed, where I'm doing or where I'm placing the bonfire, the bar, and also just doing a little bit of terrain paint, I go back into the different houses again and do the floor plan in each house. So I start with the left one, then go for the middle one, and then the one on the right, just to make sure that, again, if I do have to go back and make adjustments eventually, I want to make sure that I haven't decorated a house fully, because that just makes making adjustments very annoying. So we're kind of doing that. I'm also currently fixing the layout for the garden areas too, or for their yards, whatever you want to call those. And then as soon as I am done with the floor planning of every house, I think I did a little bit more on the exterior, just adding some more details, and then I go into decorating each house, decorating their yard, and then moving on to the next house, doing that there, then moving on to the bar, and then we are decorating the last house. So it's a little bit like we're kind of going back and forth between doing the exterior and interiors, but it just felt like the right way to go about this because there's quite a lot going on this lot. So that's just, because usually if I only have one house, I'll start with the whole shell. Sure, I'll do most of the exterior, and then I'll do the floor plan, I'll do some landscaping as well, but I won't start with like backyard until I'm done. Usually. I do have made exceptions, but usually I won't start with the backyard until I'm done with the interior of the house. So I kind of have like a bit of a formula that I stick to, but for a house or for a build like this, that's kind of different in a way, because we have 3 small houses to take care of and a lot of landscaping to do. I just had to shake it up a little bit, basically. So I hope you can follow throughout the video. I know that it might be a little bit confusing because we are swapping back and forth between interior and exterior, but I'll try to update you once the shifts happen or something. So far, we're just working a little bit on the exterior with landscaping, both around the houses, just making sure that I kind of have this path like flowing throughout the lot, because I wanted them to have this sort of common area right here with a bonfire that's like a meeting spot almost. And then of course the bar area is another meeting spot for them. Oh, and I should probably say, I completely forgot to say, but this has room for a total of, oh my gosh, the house on the left, which I'm gonna call it house 1, has room for 1 to 2 adults and also a kid and a dog. And I realized that while I'm decorating that, you'll see that I'm missing a bathtub, but I go back and change that off screen, so just keep that in mind. We're all good there. The middle house, the one with the very pastel roof, that has room for 1 to 2 adults, and the one on the right side. Why is Siri
still working?
Okay. Thank you, Siri. Hold on. It's a funny when that happens, but I'm not sure that I actually set Siri at any point. Also, because I have to say, hey, Siri, for it to work. And now she's not working, and I don't know. It's weirdo over there. Let's just ignore her. It's fine. So, where was I? Okay, the middle house with the pastel roof has room for 1 to 2 Sims, and then the one on the right side has room for 1 to 2 Sims. So there should be a full household, considering you have 3 to 6 adult Sims, 1 kid, and then 1 dog. Of course, you can change it up if you want to. If you want to change the layouts of any of the houses, feel free to do so. You can easily fit in another bedroom here and there, to be honest. I think some of these houses are pretty spacious. Although, I mean, spacious for tiny houses, I will say. I've definitely fit in more bedrooms into some of these houses in other tiny houses that I've done in the past than I fit into these houses today, if that makes any sense. So you can easily like do something with that if you feel like it. And the bar area, I just felt like it was cute. I felt like it fit well over there in the corner, just for them to have this little, instead of adding like a laundry area or whatever, I just felt like it fit with this little bar situation. Also because that item is so new, the bus thing, bus shell. I don't really know It's just funny, like you can do different things with it. I actually thought the bar was gonna snap onto the shell, but that's not how it works. You can basically do whatever with it. You can place whatever inside the bus if you feel like it. So I'm kind of interested to see what other people are gonna do with it, but I just decided to place a bar in there because I thought that it was just made for a bar. So that was my whole idea with placing it down on the slot. So yeah. Also, I did a little bit of landscaping off cam, so if it suddenly looks a little bit different, that is just because it was getting very repetitive. I'm basically just using the same plants throughout the whole build, so that is mainly debug plants from both Eco Lifestyle, but also Moonwood Mill, that's not what it's called, Werewolves. And then I'm using a lot of ferns because I got a comment on another video that I did here in Moonwood Mill saying that this fits perfectly into the area that I live in. The area looks like an area they live in or something like that, except that we're missing some ferns. So I am placing down a lot of ferns here and there, both from vampires, from Outdoor Retreat, and then also from just base game. So that's pretty much the landscaping. It was getting repetitive, so I just felt like doing a little bit off cam. Plus, again, this video is like 40 minutes long or something. I have 69 or 70 photo shoots. Okay, screenshots for you. So that's a lot. Okay, that's a whole lot. So this voiceover in itself seems very intimidating to me. You gotta remember that I am a tiny house builder. I'm used to videos that are like 15 minutes max, not 40. So I don't know how to talk about stuff for 40 minutes, let's just say. Also, I want to update you guys since we are just doing currently, I think we're doing floor planning right now. This floor plan does not turn out to look like this at all. I actually swapped the bedroom and the living room areas around just because it felt weird for some reason to have the living room closed off like that. So we swap it around, we fix it up, it's all good. But yesterday, this is house 2. Did I say that? The one with the pastel roof? I promised I would keep you guys updated, so I'm trying my best here. But yesterday, I decided to, if you have seen any video with face cam from mine, you know that I have a lot of bookcases behind me, so I decided to basically reorganize them because I haven't done that since I put up my bookcases, and it took 5 hours to do so. It took 5 hours. And my back today, like, I am old. My back hurts. I can't move. So that's the whole thing. I just want to warn you, if you're ever planning on reorganizing bookcases and such, take care of your backs, guys. Do some stretches or something. My back is in pain, and I don't know what to do about it today. I don't know, but I thought I would share with you because your girl is in pain. It's very painful. I don't know what other words to use other than that I just feel like I'm old. I need to do some stretches. So, also because I sit down way too much. That's another reason, probably because I've spent the last like 2-3 days on this build. It's been taking a lot of hours of just sitting down, which is not great for your back either. So I probably also should actually take some, or watch out for my back for the next like couple of days, both today but also tomorrow. So it's probably good that I'm not building either today or tomorrow. So, but yeah, that was the whole thing. They look nice though, my bookcases. They look beautiful. It was just a very, very long process, like a surprisingly long process. Also, by the house. By the way, we are doing the floor plan currently for house 3, so that is the one that's very dark. I kind of wanted to go for different themes for each of the houses too. So the first one is, the theme is basically trash. I don't know, I just felt like it was fun. They have like mud stains in there from the dog. They have newspapers lying around. There's a lot of trash in their side yard. They have a lot of trash in the pickup truck, the back of the pickup truck, whatever that's, the boot. This is what you would call it in Scotland, but I don't know what to call it elsewhere, so the boot. But anyway, house 2, so the one with the pastel roofing, we are doing this sort of like cutesy trailer theme, sort of, which sounds so weird now that I say it out loud, but I just really wanted to go for like sorbet colors, so like pastels and fruity, kind of summery colors. And luckily, a lot of the items that I'm using or that I wanted to go for actually came in the right color scheme. But I also felt like I was slightly inspired by the color scheme of the roof texture. It's so cute, that color scheme. It's just adorable. I'm actually really happy that we got a like a color combination like that for that roof, because otherwise it would have ended up being like very rough and stuff, and this just adds like a sprinkle of cuteness to it. And the last house is, I don't actually fully know what the theme is other than dark with a little bit of red. So maybe like rock. I think they also have a piano, or not a full-on piano because we're dealing with very, very small houses, but a keyboard in there too. So I don't know, maybe like a rock musician who plays the keyboard lives there or something. Is that a thing? Do rock musicians play? If you ask Muse, they would definitely say yes. I'm pretty sure they have a person with them at all times who it's more like a synthesizer though, other like not a keyboard per se, but a synthesizer. We can pretend like the piano is a synthesizer and one of the Muse people live in that house. We can do that, right? Although they probably would have money to live in a mansion, but I don't know. Anyway, moving on. I am literally gonna blame any weird comments that I make throughout today's voiceover on back pain, no sleep, and also the fact that my mom is rushing me right now because I promised we could have dinner together. And I've been hurrying through editing this video a little bit because of that. So sometimes I do feel like, not to trash on my family or anything, also because I realize doing this for a living is different. Like, it's just, you wouldn't necessarily know how long it takes to make a video unless you've sat down and made a video yourself. And even then, it's different from video to video, like whatever your focus is. If you make Sims builds, it takes a lot longer than if you make create a sim videos, for example. So it just kind of, sometimes I feel like people around me don't understand that I just need a couple of more hours to finish my work. But I understand that they don't understand. So she's rushing me a little bit right now. I'm telling her to, I'll let you know when I'm done. We won't be eating at 8 p.m. Don't worry. But it's the whole thing right now. So I'm a little bit like, I'm not good at talking correctly when I also have to hurry. I feel like I stumble over words and stuff, and I feel like my mind is just like 100 different places at the same time, which is very stressful. So it's a whole thing, but we'll get through this. We'll get through this. This is the first house. This is the trash house. I am just doing everything to make it look like they don't clean, essentially. I think I've done one house like this before, like a full-sized family house like this before, and then probably a couple of trailers too. Or not necessarily just trailers, but also mobile homes. I would say whenever I say trailers or call a build a trailer build in The Sims, it's probably just a mobile home, because trailers we don't really have, or we do, but it's just the way I go about trailers is a little bit different. Plus you can do more with the shape of the house if it's a mobile home or just like a very, very small, tiny home that would fit into a trailer park. So usually, my point is, usually when I do tiny houses that are inspired by trailers, they're most likely just mobile homes. It's the same today. We're dealing with mobile homes, but I also don't fully understand like how trailer parks work and stuff. I did actually go on Google to search for different trailer parks, and I found some very different ones. There are ones where the houses look very, very run down. I found some that look like, if you've ever watched 8 Mile, the one, like the Eminem movie, the movie where Eminem is the lead character, yeah. His sort of, or where he lives, or his mom. I suppose he lives in the same trailer. Yeah, he does. It's been a while since I watched that movie, but he definitely does. Mom Spaghetti, you know the whole thing, yes. So, I found some that look a bit like that trailer park, but I also found some that were very like, where the houses were very polished and colorful and such. They almost look like luxury mobile homes, sort of. It was very interesting to just look around and see, because I was trying to figure out, how do trailer parks work? I know, it sounds ignorant, but it's not a very common thing in Denmark, trailer parks, so it's not I just don't really fully know how they work, to be honest, because again, it's not very common here. Oh, these are supposed to be scratches from the dog, by the way, because whenever the dog wants to go outside and do its business, it kind of scratches on the door. Whenever it wants to go inside, because maybe it's raining outside, it scratches on the door. and so the doors have scratches, obviously. So that's what that was about. It does not block you from walking into the house, by the way. It's wall decor doesn't really do that. A lot of the wall decor, at least, I'm not sure if it counts for every single wall decor piece, but usually they don't actually block you when you, or your sim, I should say. So that's why it's okay to hang like robes, bathrobes on doors in bathrooms and such, because they don't actually block the door. You can hang wall decor on doors as well for that reason, just in case you did not know. So that's what the scratches were. I just wanted to tell you that they don't block. I don't know why I'm going for the... Oh, right. I know why I'm going for the lobster situation here. So I play Elden Ring. This voiceover is like everywhere at once. It's fine. We've just been talking about Eminem and 8 Mile. Now we're talking about Elden Ring. But I play Elden Ring right now. And I think I'm just about finished with... Yeah, I just finished the lake area. I'm going through Elden Ring very, very slowly. It's fine. I don't have a lot of hours to play other games. So, yes, it's going very slowly. It's fun though. Elden Ring is a lot of fun. I can highly recommend it. Plus it's beautiful. But in that area, down in the watery area, I don't remember how to pronounce Lernia of Lakes or Lake of... I don't remember. It's just after you get past Stormville Castle, that's the area you enter. So if you played it, you know what area that I'm talking about. But in the water, there are so many lobsters or whatever they are, crayfishes, I don't know. They're huge and they scare me so much. I've been killed by one a couple of times by now, I'm not gonna lie. So I was like, when I saw that poster, I was like, oh my gosh, Elden Ring. I'm gonna place it down because it's a lobster. I know it makes no sense, but whenever I look at it now, I'm like, Elden Ring. Like, I do realize that it makes zero sense whatsoever, but I'm just going with it, okay? It is what it is. So I just remember sometimes when you're building and if you've been recording it and while you're doing the voiceover, you're looking through the footage at the same time. I am, because I can keep track of whatever I'm talking about and stuff, or whatever is happening in the video at the same time, so I can talk about it. But sometimes if I've been watching something at the same time, I'll be like, oh right, at this point where I'm placing down all this trash, this happened in this video that I was watching or listening to, more likely. Or if I was watching a TV series, I'll be like, all right, that's when I was watching Sex and the City or whatever. And sometimes when I pull out certain items from the catalog, I'll be reminded of different things, such as in this case, it was the lobster, which reminded me of Elden Ring. So when I watched this, watch back the footage, I'll be reminded of Elden Ring because that's what the poster reminded me of, you know. Does that make sense? Okay, fine. Anyway, moving on. So we are doing the backyard. I basically just wanted them to have a lot of trash here. This is not stuff that I usually put in my builds. I know it's not the most charming kind of side yard, but not every build has to be super charming. Okay, sometimes you just want to do something that looks a little bit messy, so that is what we're doing today with one of these houses. This is definitely the most rundown of the three mobile homes. It could use a tender loving hand. Is that how you say that? Some tender loving care, TLC? Yeah, definitely. A good paint job, maybe some renovations, maybe some new furniture. But I just kind of felt like one of the houses would fit that vibe, also because we got a lot of fitting items from werewolves for that kind of vibe. So, you know, that's what that was about. And we got a lot of trash in the debug catalog as well, so I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with it. So, yeah, they have a lot of trash lying around in their side yard, but it makes sense, okay? It's a vibe. It's a vibe for the house. It just makes sense to me. Can you plant, or can you grow trash plants in The Sims? Because I placed down 3 plant pots, and I'm not really sure what I thought they would do with them, but they do have 3 plant pots here, so I'm kind of like, can you plant trash plants? Or is that more like if you have trash laying on the ground, there might be growing a trash plant next to it? If that's the case, you can always pull that trash plant onto or into one of the plant boxes. That would be kind of fun. Having 3 trash plants growing right there. I don't know, it sounds kind of cool. Oh, also you could do a whole like cow plant farm in the middle of this lot. Because they have this little gardening area with 6 bigger plant pots too. You could do a little cow plant farm in there. That would be kind of cool. Maybe there's something sinister going on at this trailer park. Maybe whenever they have visitors, they mysteriously go missing. And suddenly they just have like six thriving cow plants in the middle of the lot. I don't know, I feel like that would be a good mystery, right? The mystery of the missing trailer park visitors and the cow plants. That's a sucky title. We're gonna go with it anyway. So I wanted to add a little bit to the exterior here, so all the middle stuff, not the houses, just the exterior. It's a little, yeah, we wanted to add some lights, basically. When I say we, I mean me. I don't know why I said we. Anyway, so I added the lanterns around the bar area because I thought that would be cute. And I also used those happy campers or little campers or whatever that kit is called. The light strings or light ropes or whatever, as like, or leading up to the house. So along the path leading up to this house, which is the pastel house. It's the house number 2. So that's what we're decorating now. But I've never used those light ropes before. I thought they were super cute. So it was kind of just like the last thing that made me want to kind of create a cuter vibe for this house. So yeah, because slightly inspired by the light ropes outside. At the start, I just wanted it to have like a cute color scheme, but now I'm kind of going for cuter vibes too still. So we'll see. We'll see. Without making it like overly cute, just a little bit. We don't have like stuffed animals or fairy lights or any of that sort of stuff. It's just a cute color scheme with a cute, I can't speak anymore, with a few cute plants. Yeah, and some posters and stuff. Also, I gave them some gems because are crystals important to werewolves too in this, with this game pack? As you can probably tell, have not had time to look into the gameplay at all, so I wouldn't really know. If you know, let me know, but I've been placing some of those around. I think it's because in my head, there were something to do with spellcasters, and I know spellcasters do have use of the crystals somehow. At least a lot of people use them for decor for spellcasters because it just makes sense. I think it's got to do with like spellcasters technically being witches in The Sims, and witches and crystals are a thing, yes. But there was something about a spellcaster and werewolves were in there. I think there was. Brush me up on, or you gotta, how do you say that? Brush me up on the lore? That doesn't sound right. If you know anything about the lore, feel free to share it with me so that I don't have to go search for half an hour myself. I would love for you guys to tell me, just so I know. But I, for some reason, just feel like crystals belong in werewolf homes for some reason. So I added a couple of those here. This is the cutesy kind of kitchen, going for the pastel appliances and everything. And also the pastel tiles on the wall. We're definitely going for a very light vibe for this house. Also wanted to add a very cutesy doormat over here, so I went for this one, which is one of the cats and dogs ones, I think. Some cutesy posters, or not necessarily like overly cute, like I said before, but like just kind of cute, I would say. Definitely a cute kind of color scheme and some photo frames and such. So mainly focusing on the color scheme still, but just adding a few items here and there just to... Also the lava lamp, I don't know what's going on with that, but I just thought, for some reason I think it fits very well with this pack. I don't really know why, but I've been editing? I've been adding it for a couple of builds by now, or in a couple of builds, but there's just something about the lava lamp that just fits with this pack, all the stuff in this pack. I don't know what it is, cannot justify it. I feel the way I feel, that's just how it is. Oh, this is also when I realized that because I thought for a second, so it's regarding the bathtub situation in the first house, because they do have a dog. So I, for some reason, just for a second thought, well, can't I just fit in a bathroom in one of the other houses and justified, like, well, they can just go over there and visit, because technically you could fit in a bathtub into this bathroom. But it wouldn't make any sense for them to be like, well, my dog needs a bath now, so I'm just gonna come visit, you know? So I went back and changed it, swapped it out, but that means they have no sink. House 1 has no sink in the bathroom, but they do have one in the kitchen, so it does work. It's fine for gameplay and all that. You should be fine. But if you insist on having a sink in the bathroom, you could just size down the sink and place it next to the toilet. It will still work. It'll just look a little bit tiny, but it'll still work for gameplay. So just so you know. So I think we are doing some of this bar area because it's kind of like the third area in this build. So house 1, 2, bar, and house 3. That's kind of the order that I went with. Very quickly done, just doing some landscaping around these car parts. Car shells? I don't know what those are called, but they're cool. I do wish though, because we got those same cars in I think it's from Strangerville, I think, but it would have been nice to have gotten not necessarily new car parts or car shells, whatever those are called, but maybe just in different colors, because they're in the exact same colors as the parts from Strangerville. So it would have been nice, maybe like a blue and an orange instead, or something like that, instead of just another green and red. I don't know. I would have maybe made that note. It wouldn't have been that hard to change the color, I don't think. But anyway, it's just because they're items that I've actually used a couple of times by now, so it would have been nice to just have something to swap them out with. Anyway, as we are decorating house 3, the dark house, as I want to call it, let me know if you're doing anything interesting this weekend. I know that I'm not having a video up tomorrow, so I don't know, let me know. Are you doing anything fun? I would love to hear you guys out on that. Again, if there is anything you'd like me to build in Moonwood Mill, definitely let me know. I only have the 40 by 30 left until I can do an updated version of my save file, but I don't really know what to do with that lot, other than it's probably going to be a library, like I mentioned earlier in this video. Probably going to be a library for gameplay purposes, and it's probably also going to be a renovated or repurposed kind of factory or something. But if there's anything else you'd like to see, definitely let me know, or just in any of the other worlds, let me know too. But as for this house, we are decorating it in a very, very dark kind of color scheme. So a lot of gray and black in here. A lot of, like, obviously you can see the walls are kind of brown and stuff. They're a little bit on the darker side. It's the darkest shade, or except from the very kind of burgundy color, but I felt like that one didn't really fit this house. I did try it out for a second. It's just that this wallpaper, this is the second darkest wall or swatch that it comes in. The darkest one is burgundy, and it just felt like it didn't fit, so I went with this one. But I was just trying to make the house very dark, because I just did the very pastel one and it felt right to go in a completely opposite direction apparently. But I also think it's kind of cool because even though I'm using a lot of the same items in these 3 houses, for some reason they feel very different to each other still, and I think it's mainly got to do with like decor but also color schemes. So yeah, they just have like different vibes, I suppose. That's what I wanted to go for, at least, without making them like complete opposites, because obviously we can do a lot more if I choose to use like primarily other packs. We could have done one that was a little bit more modern. We could have done one that was a little bit more traditional or something else, but we're still going for this werewolves vibe, so I'm still using a lot of the items that are new and stuff. But considering we're using a lot of the same items throughout 3 houses, I feel like they definitely have 3 different vibes, and that's fun. I like doing that. I like seeing how many different sorts of homes you can create, even though you're basically using the same items, like seeing how many different personalities they can represent and stuff. So this one also didn't take me very long to decorate, but I think it's because I've gone through the items so many times in the other houses that I just knew which ones I wanted to use throughout this house. Obviously, I was struggling a little bit because I felt like I was running out of wall decor, but I found a couple of pieces that I hadn't used before, so like the painting over here on the right side of the bed, that one is from Strangerville, I think. I think it's just a car, right? I think it's a car. But as for the rest of the house, it was very quickly decorated. I think I also had the majority of the kitchen down before I actually got started decorating it again. So, but yeah, that's basically the last house that we're doing. Then we're also doing the yard for them, where they have a small bonfire, and also they actually have an outdoors what's it called, the wash bin? That's not what it's called, but you can wash your clothes in it, so I'm just gonna go with it. And also a clothesline and a telescope, because I think I have another one on the pastel house, but I just wanted to add another one because it's a big household. This lot has room for a lot of Sims. So, you know, the more things you can add to keep them entertained, the better. But that's about it for today's build, so I'll be wrapping up this voiceover now. If you guys like it, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the tray files can be found over on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box down below, where you can also find information about the build, by the way, such as the price, how many Sims it has room for, amount of bathrooms and bedrooms, and all that stuff. It's written in the description. If you like books, check out my booktube channel. That is linked to in the pinned comment. And that is all I got. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Don't have time to figure it out. Figure it out. We haven't been our best for long. I think that we're just holding on to something that won't work out. Maybe we should walk away, just say goodbye and go our separate ways. I can feel it deep inside. We will never work this out. We will never work this out. I can feel it deep inside. We will never work this out. We will never work this out. We're falling down. We're falling down. What's happening right now? I think we're falling down. I think we're falling down. Tried so hard to make you happy, and I know that you tried your best as well to make me smile. And I can feel it deep inside. We will never work this out. We will never work this out. I can feel it deep inside. We will never work this out. We will never work this out. We're falling down. We're falling down. What's happening right now? I think we're falling down. 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 I think we're falling down.